Okay, so we've got 10 questions here. So let's have a look through what they actually mean first, and then we're going to go through kind of the ideas that some of my students would have come up with in terms of ideas for their own answers. So la primera, ¿qué es la peor parte de ser joven hoy en día? So what is the worst part about being a young person nowadays? So peor significa worst. Okay, and then we've got the opposites. Okay, es la mejor cosa de ser adolescente. So what's the best thing about being a teenager? Número 3, tu familia confía en ti, o quizás tus padres confían en ti. So does your family trust you, or do your parents trust you? ¿Cuáles son los problemas más grandes que enfrentan los jóvenes de hoy? What are the biggest problems that young people face today, or that face young people today, I suppose? ¿Piensas que los jóvenes están bajo demasiada presión, o crees que los jóvenes están bajo demasiada presión? Do you think, or do you believe that young people are under too much pressure? Not a lot, but specifically too much. So demasiada significa too much. Okay, presión significa pressure. Entonces aquí en esta pizarra, so número 6, en tu opinión, ¿la tecnología es buena o mala para los jóvenes? So in your opinion, is technology good or bad for young people? Be careful with how you answer it, because technology is not just social media. Número 7, ¿por qué los jóvenes beben tanto? So why do young people drink so much? Número 8, ¿qué son los problemas de salud que afectan la juventud? What are the health problems that affect la juventud? Is just another way of saying young people. It literally translates as the youth. Could I sound any older saying that? What are the problems that affect the youth of today? ¿Qué son las oportunidades más grandes que los jóvenes tienen? What are the biggest opportunities that young people have? Y número 10, ¿qué piensas del colegio en la vida de los jóvenes? What do you think about school in the life of young people? So, in terms of what my students would have come up with throughout the year, we were planning this. I'm just going to write it in a different colour so it's easy for you guys to see. So when we're talking about what is the worst part about being a young person nowadays, obviously we're lucky in the sense that regardless of what part of Ireland you're watching this from, there's only going to be kind of, I suppose, there's nothing major that's really going to be affecting us. Like, we're not living in a country that's full of war, full of poverty, anything like that, thank God. So what my students would have come up with there would be maybe things like el sistema educativo, perdón. So el sistema educativo, o quizás la presión de los amigos. I think I spy a sneaky student inside. I'm sorry, I'm not waving at no one, don't worry, that was so weird. So la presión de los amigos o de los medios sociales. Oh, she was like, sorry, paparazzi are outside. So, ¿qué es la peor parte de ser joven hoy en día? What's the worst part of being a young person nowadays? So, first thing that any 5th or 6th year is going to say to you is the education system, the point system, the leaving cert, exams, pressure, stress from school, all that kind of stuff. So obviously, based on your own opinion of it, you can kind of expand your answer from there if you agree with that. Or también tenemos la idea de la presión de los amigos o la presión de los medios sociales. So the pressure that comes from your friends, or maybe like peer pressure or pressure from social media, whether that is to look a certain way, to do certain things, to try certain things, to upload certain types of photos, whatever. Sorry, I just want to get a different blue marker because this one is not the best. Yeah, that's better. Okay, número 2 then, ¿qué es la mejor cosa de ser adolescente? So, we've got número 1, ¿qué es el dinero? O quizás podemos utilizar algo como las oportunidades. Hi. So when I was going through this I was doing this I think with my 5th years initially, and I said, okay, what's the best thing about being a teenager? And they all started saying the money, and I said, like, what teenager has that much money that it's the best part of their life? Because if it was me, if I was going to town when I was in 5th and 6th year, because I wouldn't have gone when I was in 5th year because I would have been underage, no way. But if I was like, I would if I went to town in 6th year, if I had a tenner, I was like, it's going to be a good night. I was like, I'm absolutely loaded. And I was looking at them being like, how do you have so much money? And they were like, no, it's not that you have a lot of money, but they were like, at least when you have money when you're a teenager, it's just yours to enjoy. Like, you're not worrying about things like taxes and pensions and mortgages and savings, all that kind of stuff, that the money that you have, you can just spend and enjoy it. So that's what they mean there in the sense of money. And then obviously you've got things like the opportunities that you have. So whether that is to, no matter how bad you think the education system is, at least you have an opportunity to get such a good education, that there are so many jobs available to you, that there's so many I suppose like big huge tech companies and stuff in Dublin, that we're living in a, you know, in a wealthy-ish country, whatever, okay, so that you've got good opportunities ahead of you. Okay, then we've got the familia confianza. Does your family trust you? Do your parents trust you? A lot of students, obviously this is going to depend on everyone's home situation, but if we're talking about this, I don't mean like have you ever been arrested and your family is like has like trust issues with you or something, but in the sense of kind of making sure that you address the kind of rapport that you might have with your family. So when we were talking about this in school, a lot of students would have said things that if they maintain good grades, so your grades are las notas, okay, that if they maintain good grades they would have been allowed to go out, or, you know, like if they like for argument's sake, if they didn't pass all of their mocks, they wouldn't have been allowed out for results night, that kind of thing, okay? So we've got las notas, your grades, and then that might have an impact on la vida social, so on your social life, and what you're allowed to do, okay? So there might be some ideas you want to bring up for your question like that. And again, that's a very nice way of kind of veering away from making that question very deep, you know, that like, oh, there's loads of rules, or I have to act a certain way or something, that at least if you're staying relevant to the question, but you're not making it, you're not kind of triggering a conversation about something that's a little bit more abstract. Okay, then what are the biggest problems that face young people today? So I found this actually very interesting. A lot of my students said the whole idea of las drogas, so drugs, and también la imagen corporal. Okay, and when we were talking about this in class, I kind of used this as a prompt for conversation, and I said, ¿Por qué piensas que las drogas son tan populares aquí en Irlanda? So why do you think that drugs are such a popular thing here in Ireland? And my students would have said, porque ahora la gente tiene más dinero que antes, existe una cultura de fiesta aquí, nadie quiere que la fiesta se pare, that basically that people have more money than they would have had, that they can afford drugs, that there's a big kind of party culture, a big like nightlife culture here in Dublin especially, and all throughout Ireland, but that people don't want a party to stop kind of thing, and that's, people are also starting to drink younger, and the younger you drink, maybe you're going to start looking for other ways to kind of get that buzz. So that's what they were saying there about drugs. And then body image, so like how you see yourself in comparison to the other people around you, or the people that you see online, that's probably a huge issue for young people as well. Entonces, número 5, do you think that young people are under too much pressure? Okay, so things that my students would have said, so maybe if you do think they are, the reason being would be as a result of los exámenes y la vida social. So again, that you might feel under pressure to go out loads, you might feel under pressure to drink or smoke or anything, and it's not necessarily just about school. However, you can obviously bring in the whole idea of exams if you want to. If you maybe think that they're not under too much pressure, that quizás viven en un mundo lleno de tranquilidad. Tranquilidad means like calmness, right? That they don't have a lot of like stressful things going on outside of school, that it might just be that they're worried about their exams, but again, that they're not living in a country that's full of these huge problems. So you can talk about la tranquilidad, and that even if they are under too much pressure, that the pressure they're under is because there are so many opportunities. So again, just to kind of give you both sides of that. Entonces, número 6, en tu opinión, la tecnología es buena o mala para los jóvenes? So, sorry, I'm on the wrong page here. So, you could argue that, I would say that it's good, so if it's good, I'm just going to put a tick beside it, porque se puede conectar con la familia los amigos, and you could even bring in the whole idea of people using technology to stay in touch with their family and friends. When we're going through the whole like severe lockdown thing, that you could use it to talk about people being able to work from home, being able to access classes, like that we're using technology to give you guys this class and stuff as well. So again, you could talk about las clases, la educación, lo que quieras. And maybe if you want to say that it's bad, so just put an X beside it. Se puede ser, I'll just say puede ser adictiva. Okay, that technology can be addictive, and that's kind of again coming back to the whole idea of social media and stuff, or even with your phones and everything, that everything is designed to give you kind of instant gratification, that it's very easy to become addicted to it. When it comes to social media, then you could talk about that the algorithms are literally made to try and get you to spend more and more time on it. So puede ser adictiva, and again that adictiva is describing la tecnología, that's why they both end in an A. The difference here, I've said se puede. If you don't know what that means, that's like saying it's possible, or like you can. Okay, so you can connect with family or friends, or it's possible to connect with family or friends, and that's why I got rid of it here, because I just want to say it can be addictive. I don't want to say it's possible to be addictive, right? I just want to say it is, or it's able to become addictive. Okay, then número 7, ¿por qué los jóvenes beben tanto? Right, so why do young people drink so much? Well, that doesn't just have to be in Ireland, but just in general. But si estamos hablando de los jóvenes irlandeses, quizás beben tanto porque quieren escapar del estrés, o para escapar del estrés. Porque forma una gran parte de la cultura social. Because it forms part of the social culture here. You could talk about la vida nocturna, so the nightlife. O quizás solo para divertirse. That you could say that they drink to enjoy themselves, porque no hay muchas instalaciones para los jóvenes, no hay mucho que hacer, there's not lots to do, there's not a lot of stuff for young people to do to kind of enjoy themselves, like there's not loads of facilities available for them, so what else are they going to do? So divertirse is the verb to enjoy oneself or to have fun. Okay, then what are the health problems that affect young people today? So aquí tenemos, hay mucho, okay, so hay problemas de la salud mental, hay problemas de la salud física también. So no hay que mencionar todos esos problemas, se puede mencionar solo uno o dos si quieres. So we've got mental health problems, we've got physical health problems. Again, I'm going to put up a few of them. You don't need to use all of them. If you want to talk about other things, that's absolutely fine. But just based off what my students would have said, tenemos aquí la depresión, la ansiedad, la obesidad, la adicción, la imagen corporal, los trastornos alimentarios, y el acné. Ok, pues la depresión, claro que significa depression, la ansiedad es anxiety, la obesidad is obesity, la adicción is addiction, la imagen corporal we've had already is body image. Very closely related to that, then will be los trastornos alimentarios, which are eating disorders, and then el acné is acne. Okay, so ¿qué son las oportunidades más grandes que los jóvenes tienen? So what are the biggest opportunities that young people have? So aquí tenemos cosas como la variedad de trabajos, la educación y la universidad, viajar. Y la experiencia laboral. Okay, so the biggest opportunities that young people might have that we would want to mention would be things like la variedad de trabajos, so the variety of jobs. What I'm saying with that is, like, for argument's sake, if you think about maybe when your grandparents would have been going looking for jobs, everything would have been very formal, it would have been very like strictly related to one type of work, it would have been very clerical, or it would have been very physical, or like all based around trades. Whereas now we've got so many things that you can just do from your house, so many things that you can do for one company. You can be working abroad for a company that might be based in Ireland, or vice versa. Then we've got things like la educación y la universidad, the fact that you have the opportunity to go to university, that maybe other people before you wouldn't have had that opportunity, especially if you maybe want to try and tie it back into your family, that maybe not many people in your family went to university, like say like both of my parents didn't go, so I would have been the first person in my family to go. And we've got viajar, so obviously travelling, and then la experiencia laboral is work experience. Okay, then the last question is, I can't give you any answers for this because it's going to be based a little bit more on your own experience of school and how you feel about it, but the question significa, so ¿qué piensas del colegio en la vida de los jóvenes? So what do you think of school and the life of young people? So whether that is you want to talk about the social aspect of school and like getting to see your friends, whatever, if you want to talk about the rules in your school that you find them very restricting or something, you might want to talk about how your own experience of school has been, whatever. But I would definitely try and have this done, that if, for argument's sake, if this kind of whole topic came up before you were asked about your school and you didn't want to spend ages on this, you wanted to try and veer back into easier topics, that if you had this kind of sentence in it, it might trigger the conversation to run in a smooth way into like school and exams and all that kind of stuff.